You got people around you dying, getting sick. What do you do? My name is Demario Smith, and let me offer you something that's a little bit different. Because when I look at people, do you know some people celebrate when people die? So I want to offer you something a little bit different. Because what I see when I look out to the people around me, they'll tell me, oh, my uncle died, my son died, my husband died, my wife died, this person died, that person died. And a lot of people get, like my friend John. No, my friend Tim. My friend Tim was sad because his dad died. And he was so sad to a point where years later, if someone said daddy or his dad's name, that was enough to send him into tears and have him depressed and stopped in life. See, what most people do when someone else dies is they stop. They stop. They stop living. And I think that's the wrong thing to do. I think when I look at someone or I hear about someone dying, that what I do is I look at them and think, well, damn, I need to start living. I need to go after my dreams a little bit harder. I need to not do what they did to die. I got to do the opposite. So I look at it as starting to live. So let me give you an example. There was one time I was in the middle of a Lyft ride. I was a Lyft driver driving someone, and she told me that her sister died. And she was sad about it, sad about her sister dying. She told me the story. And EMS came. It was two white women. This was a really heavy black woman. And she, as from the story told me, those white women couldn't lift her up and put her into the ambulance. Now, looking at the girl sitting in my car, she was a biggin. So I'm assuming that was over 300 pounds. Her sister probably was over 300 pounds because she said her sister was bigger than her. So her sister probably was coming in weighing 400 pounds. I don't know. So they actually called out another ambulance of men to come lift her up, but by the time they got her to the hospital, they couldn't save her. And what I got out of that story for myself was, well, I need to not eat chips anymore, not drink pop anymore, and gotta work on changing my diet. Gotta look and see what's the best things to put into my body. I gotta work and get myself in the best shape of my life. See, sometimes death, when someone dies, it's not. At least half of the times that I hear about when people tell me someone died, it wasn't something that was unexpected. It was something that was very much expected. I hate to say it, but my grandma. I have two grandmas. One grandma, they both are bedridden. One grandma could look outside and enjoy the pretty sights in life and enjoy the just watching the deers munch on grass. So she's an appreciation of life. And when you talk to her, she has a lot of aliveness about her. She could talk with a lot of passion. My other grandma, when she looks outside, she see death and despair. There's no happiness. There's not a funny movie that she could watch that she can enjoy. I asked this particular grandma, what did she want out of life? Does she have any passion? And she has no passion, no dreams, no desires. As far as I'm concerned, I had to tell my mom and my uncle, hey, look, she died like 4 years ago. Now we're just waiting for her body to catch up to her mind. And I realized she just had nothing to live for. She's been in the hospital since February of this year, February 2020. And she just has nothing to live for. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But when I see that, it makes me think, you know what? I need to live. I need to enjoy life. I need to hurry up and find a girlfriend. I need to work harder to hit my passions, my goals, my dreams. Hey, I gotta work harder on this YouTube channel. Because when I die, I wanna have lived a life of purpose. And I wanna I would want people to look at my life and say, "Oh, he died, but he built this. He did this for us, and he died while he was happy, not dying, being miserable because I think there's nothing left to live for." So when I see other people die, I just look and say, okay, what can what can I get from it, and how can I grow, and what lessons can I learn from them, and can I did make a decision to keep living. One of my friends just today, she told me about her husband's uncle dying and her roommate dying. Now, I don't know about her husband's uncle, but her roommate has cancer. We knew she had cancer, and when I would go over her house, I could tell you that her roommate didn't do anything to elevate her health. She didn't watch a funny movie. She didn't. If you got cancer and you know you're dying, I think it's your responsibility at that point to you could say, you know what, I got cancer. I might not live this, but you know what? I'm gonna watch every single funny movie. You know what? I'm gonna listen to fun music. You know what? I'm gonna do fun things. You know what? I'm gonna show my family more love. I'm gonna cook things that I enjoy. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna squeeze the last little ounce of life and enjoyment out. But I didn't see that from her roommate. All I seen is her sit back and basically wait for death. The only reason she died, why she died today and she didn't die in the past, was because our medical systems were keeping her alive. Other people were keeping her alive. She wasn't keeping herself alive. And I look at that again as a reminder. Live life passionately. Live my life and enjoy my life. And love the people around me. And look to and do things to make sure that I'm healthy, that I'm taking care of my well-being. Making sure that I enjoy life. That's just how I look at it. So I don't get wrapped up in the person that died. As a matter of fact, I went to visit my uncle after he died. And maybe he was my great uncle Chuck. Went to go visit him, and when he died, my grandma and my mom was with me. So I got to his casket, and his head was that shape. Now, I'm looking at him like, look, I seen you 2 days ago. Your head wasn't that shape. So I'm cracking up. And then my mom and my grandma came next to me, and they started crying, bawling. And I'm like, I'm laughing, but I'm trying to make it sound like I'm crying. But it was funny. It was funny. And when I think about my uncle, I just look at what lesson I could learn. Or my great uncle. Everybody called him uncle, so I don't know what he was in my family. But I just thought about when I seen that, it just made me think, you know what? He lived a life chasing after a woman that he loved, and he chased after her for probably a total of 40, 50 years. He even he even enjoyed her family for 40, 50 years, but he never got the moment to be with the woman that he loved. And he died never even having a relationship with the woman that he loved. And you know what? When I thought, just thinking about his whole life story, and that's what his life story was about, it just made me think, you know what? I don't want to spend 40, 50 years chasing after one girl and missing out on. He didn't even have kids. I don't think he was sad, but he did miss out on the beauty of life of creating a family, and he missed out on the beauty of being with a woman that he absolutely enjoyed, because he was chasing after one, and he stayed chasing and waiting even after she selected someone else and got married and formed a family. He was still waiting for her to come back to him. And with that being his story, I just don't want that to be my life. So as soon as I find out that there's a girl that I'm really into and she doesn't want me, I'm letting her go. I'm not going to fight for her. And I've already lost 10 years of my life in the friend zone, chasing after girls that I thought that I was gonna be able to create something with. And here's my great uncle who did that for 50 years of his life. And and when I see something like that, it reminds me, okay, look, you love someone, yes. And I love that girl, yeah. But this isn't a Hallmark movie. At some point, you gotta just let her go, and and find someone else to love. So I have a shot at creating a family for myself. So I have a shot at being happy for myself. So I don't have to take time to mourn or pity them or be sad every time I see someone die. It's just a reminder that, hey, they had some, if they lived an extraordinary life and they died, we all would cheer for them when they died. But if they died and they didn't live an extraordinary life, I just look for what's missing. What was missing from their life? And then I work really hard. When they die, because they die, I go to work really hard to add the things into my life that they missed, so I can have a more rewarding life. So I don't know how long I'll live. I'm expecting to live past 100, and I'm going to do things to live past 100. But at the same token, I know I could choke on my spit and die tonight. But here's the thing. Because I've seen all those people die, that gives me the strength to live life with meaning and purpose. That gives me the strength to, every time I hear about someone dying, I look at it like, okay, where can I make myself better so I can have more life? I don't stop living. I don't get depressed, and I don't join them in dying, because a lot of people stop living when someone else died. And I'm asking you, don't do that. When someone died and they meant something to you, use the reason for their death so you could live more, because you're the one who's alive. This is the Mario signing out.